Good afternoon, everybody. It's a dog with you. Another edition of Weber This Week. It's the 23rd of October, 2017. Today we continue our assault on Del Lago. We bring in a lot of the executives, the movers and shakers, to talk about what they do for the casino. We've made that a habit, I have anyway, since we opened up on February the 1st of this year. It's great to be with you on a Monday afternoon, and today we have the Director of Promotions, good friend, and my indirect boss. I should be a total disclaimer today, the Jimmy Wilmot. Jimmy, it's good to have you back.
Good to be back, Doc. Thanks for having me.
And a gentleman who I've become friends with over the last several months, Matt Ingold. Of course, he just got promoted to Vice President of Marketing. Matt, thanks for spending some time with us.
Thanks for having me on the show.
I'd love to. Now, guys, we've been open since February 1st. Jimmy and Matt, as you guys certainly are well aware of, and things are happening quite amazingly good for the casino. I think you got a lot of things going every single day. We got something working. And Jimmy, just for our viewers, you've been on the show, the Weber Show before, but give us a little background of yourself. And obviously, Jimmy, by the way, is the son of Tom Wilmot, so you understand that he is one of the owners of the casino. But Jimmy, a little bit about your background. I know you're an Indiana Hoosier, but talk about where you were born, and you got a couple brothers involved in working at the casino.
So there's four of us, Doc. I got a older sister.
I've never met her. I've never met your sister.
You'll love Rowetta. She's a ton of fun.
That's great.
It's actually her birthday this Thursday.
Oh,
so,
really?
She'll be, oh man, I'm going to get in trouble now. 38.
Wow.
She's got a couple young kids.
That's great.
Parents now have 4 grandkids they chase her around, so it's they're happy. And yeah, like Doug said, I'm an Indiana Hoosier grad.
Yep.
And I came back home to work for the family business.
That's
I
great.
bounced around the company a little bit, did some student housing, development and leasing, so on the management and on the development side. I worked for our shopping center business on the operations side, as well as some of the construction when turning over the spaces, getting new tenants in, and leasing, of course. And then lastly, obviously, I worked for our gaming side, and I was part of the group that got this entitled and licensed by the state. It was a team effort. I certainly can't claim all of it. Jim McKenna, Eric Wright, folks at JMB and Peninsula Pacific all played a big part in getting this entitled, but I was very proud to be part of that team. And then I had the opportunity through JMB to join the operations through a management training program, and it ended up turning into more. So I was working in the kitchen one day, making burgers and dropping wings in the fryer, and then I got a call from Iowa, where our corporate partners for JMB are located out of, and they said, "How'd you like to do promotions? We have a hole, and we think you can fill it."
Sure.
And since April 17th or 18th, I've been in my role as Director of Promotions. So learned a lot. I hope it's when you're there for a sweepstakes drawing or a gift giveaway, you see it going a little smoother now than it was back in April. And
catching some T-shirts out.
Catching some T-shirts that my weak wing throws probably shorter than some of the people in the back would like. But yeah, we've had a lot of fun, Dog, and we have some great things. I think what we're most known for that pretty much everybody sees are the sweepstakes drawings.
Exactly.
So last weekend, one of our more ones that have become more of regular programming is our Lover Money. And what we do there is that we have, as long as you have a player's card and you're in the building, you get one entry, but then any points that you earn for that month go into a drum, and it's an electronic number generator that pulls. So obviously the more entries you have, the better chance you have. But this past weekend was Lover Money. So we had a snowmobile, we had a kitchen makeover, we had $10,000 in cash, we had a shopping spree. And the guy that won is a really nice guy, Stan. Met him before. He's from the Batavia area. And he took Love. He's actually doing the kitchen makeover for his wife. So we're putting him in contact with Indie Kitchen and Design out of Victor. And he's going to be doing a new kitchen for his wife. So it's a great thing. And we can talk more about other promotions going forward. But that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, and by the way, just so the folks know, Jimmy Wilmot and Matt Engel, my special guest today on the Weber Show. One thing that impressed me when of course, I knew you way back when the casino was open. But for you folks that are checking out the show today to think that Jimmy, because he was a Wilmot, would automatically get a high-paying job or a big job at the casino because of his name, it only proved way back when I didn't know you that well. I knew you, but I didn't know you that well. And you were doing burgers and sweeping floors and going to promotions, understanding what they do, understanding what this group does. And for that, that's a testimony to your dad's theory and the way you were brought up that you're not going to make it just by getting the name, you want to get in and prove that you can do the work, and that's something that I think is something that you should be proud of.
Yeah, it's a family business.
Right.
And my dad's always said you never ask somebody to do something that you're not willing to do yourself. We've carried that forward for 3 generations, and I'm proud to be part of that legacy.
That's awesome.
So I can't ask somebody to scrub floors if I'm not willing to do it, secure a post if I'm not willing to do it, flip a burger if I'm not willing to do it.
That's right.
We have a great team.
I know.
The culinary staff, the hospitality staff, the promotion staff that run these great events.
Oh, yeah.
Our senior leadership all has tons of experience. I'm probably the lightest on experience out of everyone in the casino for industry-wide, and it's been really an honor to meet some of these people. We got over 100 vets working for us right now. It's incredible to see those guys make careers after fighting for us and keeping us safe. So it's a great place to work, and it's been a lot of fun. And yeah, I'll do anything for that place. You tell me we got a hole in the kitchen, I'll go cook, whatever it takes.
That's right.
We're all part of their team.
And by the way, I as an ambassador, as a greeter for buses, I joined the company when we opened February 1st. I wanted to do something with Del Lago. I've enjoyed the opportunity, and Jimmy was on call, and the same with Matt and his team, to come out and help us when we got crushed, which was a good thing. Anytime we get crushed in the bus area is a good thing. We got a lot of people coming through the door, but I've enjoyed working with Jimmy. And of course, let's give a shout out to Heather Cook. Jimmy brought her in. She had experience down in Wilkesboro, PA, Mohegan Sun. She's had a lot of experience, and she's reaching out now. I know full well, and Jimmy certainly knows well. We're reaching out to the bus companies and to the group leaders to bring more people in, and I see a lot of things spiraling in the right direction toward the bus area.
Yeah,
so it should be good.
It's been a great increase. Heather's been a great asset to bring on
she
board.
Has.
Ton of bus experience,
Exactly.
Just a good person with solid knowledge that's taking hold and ownership of the program.
I agree.
And we needed somebody, and she's fit the bill perfectly.
I totally agree.
The program's gone up leaps and bounds from the moment you get off the bus. The whole enrollment to being on the casino floor is more enjoyable.
Yep.
We have golf carts and scooters to make it as fast of a trip as possible, as convenient as possible, and our processing times are so much faster. So your time off the floor getting in is so much faster now than it was back in April, and that's a lot to do with Heather and the work that you've done with her to get that process smoothed out.
We have a good time. I like the bus chops, as Jimmy knows, and I get on the bus and pick on them for a few minutes. Not a long time. I don't make it long because they want to get off the bus. They want to go to the bathroom and get to the floor. But I do spend 2 or 3 minutes, sometimes 4, depending on how many buses we have backed up, to have fun with them and pick on some of the people, and they get cracking up, especially when we have the 55-plus on Wednesdays. I always pick on the people that aren't 55. Oops, you're not going to get this, but that's all right. Matt Ingold, the gentleman who is a good friend of mine, and of course Matt just got promoted to Vice President of Marketing. Congratulations on that, Matt.
Thank you.
And let's go back to your career when it started. I understand you were an attendant for valet. Way back when. Tell us a little about yourself, where you went to school and where you were born and all that good stuff.
So I'm a Buffalo guy, so I started in Buffalo, New York. I actually worked in the Niagara Falls, the casino up there. Started at 18, so started actually even lower than a valet attendant. I was a traffic guard, so I was the guy that they wouldn't even let in the building. And then wound up moving up through there, becoming a limo driver and valet and all these other things. And eventually, became a casino host, kind of just making friends and giving things away on the gaming floor. Player development executive, marketing manager, and in 14-year career, just done about every job you can conceive of in a casino, mostly because they would let me, so I would take the job and try to proceed from there. But I'm really happy to be part of this project. I came on as the vice president of player development and really tried to do my best to get the team up and running right from the get-go. I was really happy to be a part of the team, and for me it was really more of a passion project, just seeing the type of commitment that Jimmy's family has brought to the project and the type of interest in the community. And one of the biggest pieces that convinced me to sign on the project, because I had been at the casino where I was for 14 years. I honestly wasn't really looking to move around, but it was a great position to move into. But the program where it's called Point Partnership. Right. So we actually partner with local vendors, such as Tocino's Pizza, such as we've got Asian markets in Rochester, Syracuse. We're at Miranda Cheese, Montezuma Winery. So we actually open up our point liability to these outside vendors. So you
Right.
as a player
Yep.
can take your card directly to these outside vendors and use your points at a 1-to-1.
McGee
as if
Diner.
it's right there. McGee Diner's
love
a
it.
huge one. Yeah,
I go
yeah.
there all the time.
Yeah, so any of these places, they're essentially they're part of the Delago family.
That's
So
great.
if you come in and you decide to choose Delago, you have that opportunity to immediately give back to the community and immediately use your points in the community. And really, it was, for me, a changeover from the norm, where the norm of the casino is everything lives inside the casino.
Right.
The casino kind of takes everything, and you get those Atlantic City type of things,
Mm-hmm.
where everything outside the casino is dead. But the casino itself is doing great, and you can see that actually in Niagara Falls, New York.
Yeah.
The whole neighborhoods are just empty.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you're not in that casino, there's not too much to do in the area. Where the approach is completely different is, this casino wants to build up the Finger Lakes, wants to see the businesses succeed, wants to see those business owners continue to drive and succeed. And the better they are, the more people will want to come to the area, and thus, the whole river rises, right?
Yeah.
And we rise with the tide type of deal. So that was one of the things for me that was very inspiring, because it is something unique in the gaming industry. It's something unique
Right.
anywhere in the country, and it was something I really wanted to be a part of. And to see the type of impact, certainly, that we've had in the community and with the type of partners we have, has really made me pretty proud to be part of the team. I'm pretty proud that, Jimmy's family took
Yep.
time to bring me in and took the confidence in me to now lead the marketing department.
And before we go any further, I want to give some shout-outs to some fine people that Jimmy and Matt work near us. When I go in, 2 or 3 days a week, sometimes 4, depending on the schedule. But I promise some shout-outs today, and you can. I know that Jimmy and Matt have marketing meetings or promotion meetings because they're in the conference room, and I'm walking by, and there's a lot of people in that room that Matt and that Jimmy obviously get information from, or recommendations, et cetera, before you draw up a plan. And let's start off with Dinah, who sits next to Kayla. Now, Dinah is a casino host, or Dinah?
So she actually joined the team as a casino host.
All right.
And right now she's our guest service.
Guest service?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, we got Kayla Peterman, who is Chris Polito's secretary, but she's also very instrumental in operating around our little circle of friends there. And then, of course, I said I was going to mention Christy. Christy, I told you I'd mention her first name. She didn't want any more information, Jimmy. She told me clearly not to bring up her background.
What?
Yeah, Christy. But Christy...
She takes a
in
lot of pictures for us at
Yes.
Delago, and I could say she's taken a lot in Ithaca, and she should certainly get photo credit for any of those. If she's
Yeah, that's right.
Christy handles social media, all right? And then, of course, we swing around to the right from where Christy sits. I'm going to shout out to some of these people because they deserve some love from us. And I'm talking about the girl that keeps it together, Caitlin. I can't imagine going in there without Caitlin getting involved in something, and she always does it well. Caitlin Peck. So kudos to Caitlin. And then, of course, let's not forget about, of course, then the seat coming back this way is Jimmy's office or area. And then there's Tiffany Collinsworth, who's involved big time, as you know, Jimmy and Matt, with the Vine and the entertainment process, working with Jason. She does a remarkable job.
Yep.
And she's expecting a baby soon.
Correct.
So
Couple weeks.
I use her chair when she's not occupying it. And then, of course, across from the likes of Tiffany would be Crystal, who's a very intelligent young woman who I ended up working for when I first got hired by her. And she does a tremendous job.
She's our director of advertising.
Exactly.
Joined
Pretty
us from
sure we all work
Syracuse.
for her.
Yeah.
I don't know how the office dynamic goes, but
And rightly so.
Yeah.
But then, of course, there's Andrew. Andrew's a great guy. He's involved, slot promotions or slot something? He deals
He's
with
the
slots.
director of slot marketing. Joined us from Philadelphia native.
Right.
Actually worked for Side Games, so
There you
which
go.
is a company we purchased the majority of the software
Right.
that makes the casino go.
Yep.
So he's kind of the specialist in software for us. Does a phenomenal job. Actually, just recently had a baby. So him and his wife
Congratulations.
came up,
And we almost forgot about Amanda.
Yeah.
She's in charge of buying advertising, meeting typers. So there you go. I promised I was going to give a shout out. I can't give a shout out to everybody who works at Delago, but around the area that I work at when I go in as an ambassador/greeter, I wanted to send some love, and I promised Chrissy I would not go into too much detail about her background and her life.
Well, just
Yeah.
to touch on that
Yes.
point, Tiffany and Caitlin actually thought up Tasting Tuesdays.
Ah.
So that great program that we run is
Really?
because of them. And they book up the vendor, set up the event, and actually execute the event. I know a lot of people see me at that.
Wow.
That wasn't me. That is them. They do a great
job. So Tiffany and Caitlin did it.
Tiffany
came
and
up with the idea.
Caitlin not only came up with the idea, but
awesome.
also book the vendors and execute. So that whole thing is those two. So there's
All right.
a lot of great work that goes on behind the scenes at the Lago.
Excellent.
And that's one of my favorite events.
It's
Right.
a great event.
Yeah.
This
you can
Tuesday.
do all your wine tasting right there in the one spot. You don't have to worry about a limo taking you to all the different wineries.
That's right.
You can buy whatever you want
Well,
right there and then. So
special love goes out to Caitlin and also to Tiffany. Hey, by the way, we're going to take our commercial break. And yes, Del Lago, thank God, is one of my sponsors. And a host of others, thank God. We're going to take that commercial break, come back, and we got much more to talk to. Matt Ingold along with Jimmy Wilmot. We'll be right back. Acting as a gateway to the Finger Lakes, Del Lago leverages the natural beauty and unique offerings while enhancing tourism in the region. The casino features 2,000 slot machines, 89 gaming tables, including 12 poker tables, portico by Fabio Viviani, a 2,400-person entertainment center, farmers market buffet. The hotel, spa, and banquet facility will open summer 2017. Cayuga Lake National Bank. Visit Bill Ryan and his team for all of your banking needs. Offices in Union Springs and Aurora, a fine sponsor of this show for over 30 years. DA Liquor on Bridge Street in Seneca Falls. Amy Padula and her team will find the right spirit for you every time. When you stop in, tell Amy the dog sent you. The Gold Hotel welcomes you to come out and enjoy the revitalization of this historic downtown Seneca Falls landmark. Every Wednesday is Ladies' Night with special price drinks and half-priced appetizers. The Omen Theater on William Street in Lyons. See what's playing this week at omentheater.com. Located off New York State Thruway Exit 41, the McGee Diner has earned their reputation as a popular family restaurant, serving country fresh home-cooked meals daily. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and check out their menu at mcgeediner.com. The Child Advocacy Center of the Finger Lakes is a child-friendly location where allegations of physical or sexual abuse are responded to by a multidisciplinary team of professionals. The team works together to conduct a thorough investigation and to provide necessary support services to children and their non-offending caregivers with a goal of minimizing further trauma to a child. Seneca Metals is an award-winning company that has earned a reputation of going above and beyond to protect the environment and support their community. As an EPA inspector once said, their operation is head and shoulders above the rest. And the Newark Pilots of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League, a minor league team with a major league ballpark. Season ticket packages available at newarkpilots.com. And the Wilson Press in Seneca Falls. My good pal Rich Rickey and his team can handle all of your printing and mailing needs. Visit them online at wpress.com. You don't know what happens during commercial breaks around here on this show. We had some good time. Listen, Matt Ingold, VP of Marketing at Del Lago, along with Jimmy Wilmot, Director of Promotions, here on the show today. By the way, just to let you know, speaking of Del Lago, we have booked Jeff Babinski. We think we've booked him. With his schedule, you never know with the meetings that he gets called to, I'm sure. December 4th. And we're going to try to get his sidekick, Yuri, to join him. And his secretary, Caitlin, said we look good on December 4th for Jeff. We'll try to coordinate getting Yuri in because he's a really good guy. And they could really do a yin and yang quite nicely, I'm sure.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Matt, before we go back to Jimmy about promotions and so forth, people have asked me about rating, and I don't want you to give any trade secrets, but you have a long experience. Just as a general 20,000 feet overview, what you mentioned to me when we were talking in your office about certain components and certain little slivers that get involved in how a casino looks at everybody, how they play, what they play for. Just could you give us a quick synopsis of what maybe some of the things that people don't realize what a casino does to look at how that all works out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You know, in my 15 some odd years
Sure.
of experience, this is the first time everybody's ever asked me this question. So, you know, it's definitely
Right.
something where people observe what they play and their thought behind it.
Right.
But it's pretty basic.
Okay.
And if we think about it, it's basic everywhere. Just about every casino utilizes the same features. We take a look at the bet of the player, the time that they play, and the odds of the game that they have, and that's going to yield out the offer that they get on the other side.
Okay.
So it's pretty standard across the industry, and it's going to fluctuate based off the game. What winds up happening where, you know, the most common question second to that is, my friend gets this offer and I get that offer. Why am I getting $5 and they get $10?
Right.
And you know, the easy answer is it's exactly those three factors that still make the determination, but it's tough from the observer to understand exactly how you're impacting that. An example I like to give, not that I've said it too many times, is if I come in and you come
Sure.
in and we both have $100 and we
Right.
both play on a penny machine and we both play for an hour, and at the end of that hour, both of us have lost $100.
Okay.
Our presumption is we have the same rating. But that's not necessarily true. If you bet a 10-cent average bet, and at the end of that time you just didn't win anything, and I bet a 20-cent average bet, and at the end of that I didn't win anything either, I now have twice your rating. And that's because those factors go into play together. So, you know, those are the basic ins and outs of it that's difficult for people to understand, because it is just a very simple algorithm of those. What you put into it's what's going to come back out of it. There's nobody sitting in the machine being like, hey, you know what? This lady's card's in right now, so I think we can drop her down $10 because we don't really need to be over-investing in her. No, there's none of that's going on. Everything, you know, I don't have the time, and Jimmy doesn't have
Sure.
the time to go look account by account, because I can tell you, you know, my previous property, we had about 1.7 million accounts. Here, I can't tell you exactly how
Right.
many, but I'm happy to talk about them all you'd like.
That's good.
No, but you know, overall, it's not feasible for
Sure.
any one individual or any team of individuals
Right.
to be going through and making those type of
Right.
last minute adjustments. It's really, you know, fairly standard across the industry. If you go to Lago, if you go to any of the others, the way that we're looking at it, the way that we're giving offers are going to be based off what goes in, comes back out, and that's essentially how all the offers.
And as far as moving from slots to cards, the scenario is the longer you play cards, and the bet, same scenario, and the length of time,
Exactly.
you get rewarded points for that.
Yeah, so it would be the exact same scenario. The only difference is, you know, the tables are going to be a little bit more of a game of skill,
Right.
versus the slots being a game of chance. You know,
Gotcha.
the skill of the player is going to influence it, so the reward might not be as high. So it's
Okay.
just like if you're looking at stocks, if you're looking
Right.
to play over here, you play over there, you're going to get different rewards based off that. So it's essentially the exact same criteria.
And I think you made a comment, too, that you said way back when you were at a casino gambling on a particular game, and you were trying to get a room for the night or something like that, and you turned to one of the bosses and said, and you had put some money into the action, and they said they didn't comp, they didn't do any comps.
Oh, yeah, that was the,
Zero comps.
What was that? It was the Plaza
Yeah,
in,
nothing.
In Las Vegas. Yeah, it was like, yeah, no, we don't comp people. You know, it was actually my birthday, and I was asking for a buffet on my birthday. I was like, hey, I just lost $500 here. You mind giving me something for my birthday?
Nothing.
And they're like, you know what? If you go over to Treasure Island and tell them it's your birthday, they might get you a little hat.
I remember that.
It was really nice. I didn't get that hat though. I'm still waiting on it.
That's funny. Well, Jimmy, you talked to Jimmy Wilmot and Matt Ingold have been nice enough to carve out 30 minutes to join the Weber Show today, and we really appreciate them coming in. Jimmy, you talk about promotions, and I know you talked about loving money, and you talk about giving away cars, and we give away cash. It never ends. Give us a little behind the scenes of what the team looks at. Do you look at certain things that you've already had that's been successful, or do you always try to come up with something new?
It's a mixture of both, Doug.
Okay.
You know, we do like to look in the, you know, we do now have 9 months of operations.
Sure.
So we go and we look back and we see what was successful, what made it successful, was there ways to improve it, and if there is, then we'll roll it out a very similar program. Mm-hmm. We'll add that in. If it's working, we don't want to change it. So like our 55 plus, you know, $5 card in for everybody that's over that age, an extra $2 off at the buffet, the U-spin wheel if you get those 200 points. It's a consistent Wednesday program that's worked. So we don't want to get rid of that. We want people to know that this is how they'll be treated on Wednesday. So we don't want to reinvent the wheel. If it seems to be something the guests enjoy, something that we can sustain, then we're going to keep it going. And sweepstakes drawings are a good point of that. We change it. Should we do more drawings earlier? Should we be more drawings later? What needs to change? So we're always evolving a little bit as we get history and we learn. But it's a mixture of both.
You've got to get that balancing act of what are the people going to like? What's a consistent piece that they're going to understand? And so you can expect this same level every time you come to Lago. And what's going to be the most fun? So what's going to be something that's exciting? So, for instance, this Saturday we've got sweepstakes we've never done before. We've got our $100,000 sweepstakes. So, we think about a sweepstakes and we're like, people get the most excited when we have a high price value. So we've got, Lover Money, for instance. So we've got $20,000 in prizes, maybe sometimes depending on $30,000, $40,000 in prizes. So the goal of the $100,000 sweepstakes is every 2 hours we got a prize like that on hold. So from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock, somebody's got a shot at $15,000. And even if you're just somebody there sitting watching them get that $15,000, that's an exciting time. That's a place I want to be to. And that's kind of how we look at it. We look at it, when you come to the Lago, you've got the stuff you expect, but you've also got the fun element. And we want to be that fun place that you think about where you want to go on a Saturday night or even a Tuesday night. And you're like, hey, I'd love to go see Tasting Tuesdays to see what local wineries they've got in there and check out something different. I'd love to see what sweepstakes, what kind of shows, the variance and the difference in the fun element is really what I love about promotions and what Jimmy thrives on, as we can tell by his jacket today.
By the way, if you've been noticing Jimmy Wilmot, yes, he is a Buffalo Bills fan. Okay, you can tell by his decor.
He's Patriots fan.
Patriots fan, but that jacket is really sharp.
I mentioned I was from Buffalo before.
I like what I like about the big events. Myself and Mary have been over for a couple of. Is the build up? You're giving away something leading up to the event, the big drawing. So you get a chance to win $1,000, and next hour you may win it. You don't win the first hour, you may win the second hour. You know what I'm saying? So I like the build up to it, the frenzy, and then the ultimate. And they got 5 minutes to come up to collect their cash or car or whatever. And if they don't, got to draw another name.
That's sometimes one of the most fun periods. Is when the first person that's called doesn't come up, and the whole crowd's cheering, pull another, and more T-shirts, and that. It's really fun. It gets a good atmosphere, and the sweepstakes, especially, that we execute them in the center of the casino, so we have the most amount of people around us, and it seems to really drive sort of a excitement and fun on the floor. So those are a lot of fun. Probably my favorite part of the job.
Hey, by the way, as we look at the clock, 3:20, I had a couple of quick comments about the food at Del Lago. I can say without a doubt that Portico is an experience that I've enjoyed along with Mary over and over and over again. And yes, I probably do the Kobe meatball too often. And I get it. I had it the other night before the comedy show. It's a meal and a half, with a couple of rows and add meatball. Good night, Irene. There's no reason to order anything else. And the waiter and the waitress always say, "You're going to have something else?" No, this is plenty. But Portico is. And folks, you really want to try get a great meal, and the wait staff is phenomenal. Check it out. Portico, make a reservation. I definitely urge to make a reservation to be sure you got your table, because I think it's one of the best going around, and I think Jimmy and Matt, you would agree with that. The Portico is not drop dead great.
I could say the Kokoli platter, I've attempted to eat my weight in those already. It's a beignet with light cheese and a honey truffle sauce or honey truffle oil over the top of it, wrapped in prosciutto. So that's something that I could live my entire life on just that one appetizer.
Grilled octopus for me. It is like an octopus steak. It is incredible. It's one of those things that whenever I go in there, I always end up getting a bunch of stuff, but that's like I have to have it. Not to overly focus on everything else, but we have some great chefs. I mean, Chef Don does a great job with Portico. Chef Joe, who's local.
I know Joe.
I'm going to butcher his last name, Cordizola.
Cardizola.
So anybody that's from the area knows Joe. He's running Sociale as well as our banquets. We have some great American staples, but also some fun Asian items on that menu. And obviously everybody knows about our buffet. It has been a rock star for us. It serves between 1,300 to 2,200 people a day. There's a multitude of great chefs in there.
Yep.
Obviously, Chef Andreas, who had a lot of casino experience before this and knew how to do the high volumes. And then one of the spotlights of the buffet has been Chef Andrew,
Yep.
who we took from the Wine and Culinary Center out of Canandaigua. Wanted to get back into pastries. He was their executive chef, and he just really kills it for us
His pastries are actually incredible. Actually, we have featured right down at Sociale his caramel apple macaroon that he just recently did down in Ithaca. He used some of the apples from the local Ithaca market and made this phenomenal dessert, and we sold them down in the market. All the proceeds went to charity, and he personally was down there making them. But if you get a chance, stop by there. They're absolutely phenomenal. I think I ate about 3 of them during the sampling of them. They're about the size of a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, before I sign off, I will give credit to one thing. Sociale's got some great food. I go there a lot. The burger, to die for. It's about 2 pounds, it seems like. I mean, I can't pick it up and start eating it like, most people can. But I want to tell you, if you want a burger, go to Sociale and get the burger. I think it's called the All-American Burger, and there's other version types of the burger. Drop dead great. It is so huge, and it's really spectacular. Yeah. So I definitely urge you to, if you like a burger, go there. But we got a lot of good eating places. And again, check out Portico. You won't be disappointed one iota. Well, guys, I hate to say it. The clock is looking at 3:32. So again, I thanks Matt for coming in and give us a quick synopsis and an overview of what you're doing, and we'll get you back down the road. And Jimmy, as always, thanks for coming.
Way to go.
And
thanks,
I love the jacket. I've never had anyone come in to do my show with the Bills jacket on, so that's a first.
Bills.
Go Bills. By the way, as you probably already know, I'm having some eye surgery later in the week, so I won't be doing the show next Monday. I won't be able to find this place, I'm sure. But knock on wood, things go well, and I look forward to that. But I will be in the office on Wednesday when we have a crazy day scheduled for Wednesday, which is only fitting before I have the surgery. So, speaking for my pals, Matt Ingold, along with Jimmy Wilmot and Jim Senecrobe, this is the dog, bidding you a farewell, and have a great week, everybody.